Sri Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 7th slok says, Mamaivaamshu jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana manasashtendriyani prakriti sthani karshatihi. All the embodied souls, jivaloke jivabhuta, in this material world, all entire living entities in this material world are my eternal fragmental parts, but bound by material nature, manasashtendriyani. They are struggling with the six senses, including prakristhanik, or sorry, mana sashtendriyani, six senses, including manaha, including mind. So all the embodied souls in this material world are my eternal fragmental parts, or the part and partial. So in all the bodies, the same type of soul is present, is proved in Bhagavad Gita. In fact, all the material bodies, be it cats, dogs, insects, snakes, ants, humans, birds, plants, anything, grass, only soul is actually the alive. The consciousness in that is from the soul. Only the soul is conscious. Otherwise, everything is dead matter. So, body merely is a vehicle for the soul made of dead matter. And there is the conception of 84 lakh yoni, 8.4 million species in this material world, in the creation, material creation. These all 8.4 million species are 84 lakh yoni, are actually the vehicle for the soul. These bodies are designed as a vehicle for the soul, and all these vehicles are conscious and are moving, are thinking, are reproducing, are showing all the living characters, because they have that soul inside. The day that soul lives, they are not in the conscious, and they are not even called by their name or their identity, but they are called as dead body. So the first step in the self realization is realizing that we are not this body and mind, but the soul within. The next step now comes realizing Krishna, then comes Atata Brahma Jigyasa. So that the animals don't have soul is idea invented by the church, invented by the Christians. The Abrahamic religions excel in their ignorance of God and the soul by saying that there is no soul in this different animal species, and they actually even say even ladies don't have soul. This idea of or not having soul comes from the idea of uncontrolled enjoyment to the material to its extent. They're saying we can, because in Bible somewhere it says that thou shalt not kill, so they should not kill the entity having soul. So what they say is animals don't have soul. This idea was invented by the church, that animals don't have soul, so we can kill them and eat them. And ladies, the female body, they don't have soul, so we can enjoy them to their extent. So they are just object of sensual enjoyment. So by saying that animals don't have soul, or this ladies, females, they don't have soul, the idea invented by church was to enjoy them, or to take them as a object of sense enjoyment. So basically, this idea for uncontrolled enjoyment nowadays, there is a feminism movement in the world, was actually initially started by this very concept of enjoying these women freely, and actually were founded by those churches in the beginning days. So when women, they try to be independent, then they can take them as a object of enjoyment also. Anyway, so these people are so much swept by their body and culture, they cannot this conceive of any reality beyond their conception. Even after death, they are so much attached with the bodily conception of life that they buy a piece of land to make this crematorium house, to bury them in the land, and they try to make beautiful house. Even we can see in crematory in different especially eastern Nepal, we can see this when they bury any Christian, they make beautiful house on top of that. So that's basically comes from the bodily concept of life. But what we should understand is in all the bodies they are conscious and they are showing the characteristics of being living is because the living force inside, which is part and parcel of Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, because only the living object is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and being his part and parcel, this vehicle, this body carrying that part and parcel of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the Amsha, Mami Vamsha Jiva Loke, all these living entities, Jiva, in this material world are showing their character of being conscious, being Chetan, or being in the state of fully awakened or seeing the living characters is because they have soul inside. So, even after death, the people, those who say that there is no soul in animals, they actually themselves are so much attached in the bodily concept of life, they even after death they buy a house to live in crematorium. So the fact that if you think you are a Palestinian, Israeli, American, Indian, this, that, you are no more better than cats and dogs and hogs. Actually, Sri Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana, 10th canto, 84th chapter, 14th slok, Krishna says, Eshyatma buddhi कुणपे त्रिधातुके स्वधि कल त्रादिषु भौम इज्यादि यतीर्थ बुद्धि सलिले न कर्हिचित जनेष्वभिज्ञेषु स एव गोखरः. Means one who identifies his self or herself as a body composed of mucus, of bile, ear, blood and bones, who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks the land of his birth is worshipable, they are my land, I am the owner of this land, but who never worships or even visits those who are in the wise spiritual, who are wise and are in the spiritual path, who have realized that Brahma, or who had attained the perfection of in spiritual life and attained the ultimate truth or the ultimate beauty, such person is no more better than sa eva gokhara. Go means bull and khara means ass, donkey. So the person who is completely engaged in materialistic bodily concept of life, considering this body which is filled with all sort of nasty things, mucus and stool and urine and blood and everything, bile and ear, so, and who consider this is my family, my wife, my kids, this and that, and fully attached with them and showing this completely ignorant stage, and who never visits or who never pay respect and obeisances to the sadhu people in this world, then he is no janeshu bhigyeshu saeva kokharah, that person is no better than bulls and donkeys and ass. So this is basically the teaching of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana. Actually it says in Srimad Bhagavatam. So basically the question is, does other animals possess the soul like human beings, or they are purely conscious beings without soul? What is the thing? So actually consciousness is the proof there exists soul. Where there is consciousness, there is soul. Where there is soul, there is only the consciousness. So this consciousness means soul. That we should understand. Hare Krishna.